This is a Specialized Helga. A couple of the riders are using it this year. What I buy for the money is about $1,000 for an acidic frame. Not the lightest of kit, but I think it'll go well. So the only thing is, I think the stock tyres are pretty poor. So I change those over today and go to Ghetto Tubeless. Just having a look at the front tyre. This is a Specialized ground control 4.6 Sport. And I think the Sport means it's a 63rd per inch tyre. But certainly I know people who've used these have found that they're quite difficult to push. They get tired very quickly. So I think it's because it's a thick sidewall. So that's why we'll change the tyre. These Specialized rims, I've done them before, and they tend to be a bit difficult to set up tubeless, mainly because there's not a good bead lock on the inside there. So today we're doing Ghetto tubeless with a split inner tube, and we'll also get rid of the Presta valves and put in Schrader valves. And that's the tyre you've got on here, the ground control Sport, and it's a wire beaded, and I think it's a 60 TPI. They've used a monster amount of sealant. Look at that. So, you see that? It's like a seam alien. Just looking at this rim here. I said they had no bead lock, but actually they have. A little bit on the edge there. The way the bike shop set this up is additional 2 laps of duct tape, looks like. Coming in there, I mean it's a neat job. That's the end of the duct tape. There's the spokes. Yeah, I mean it's all fine, but then we're far better off with a bit of rubber. So there we go, and that's done now. So that's everything stripped back. And next thing is this hole here. We've got to drill that a bit bigger just to get the new valve in. What I'm looking for to get with lens wheels. So I don't know if you can see this, but that's the Ghetto rim strip, the tube, the 20-inch tube. It's actually stuck to the bloody bead, and so I've got to get in there and actually pull him off. Now for rims like this Specialized we got here, where the bead lock's not very good, that's ideal, because if the tyre goes down you've still got to muscle the bead off the rim strip to actually get it to leak. So that's the plan. So I've just drilled the valve hole out to 8mm and follows the burrs. We're all ready to go. So I've now got my rim strip. This is a 20x3. It's a Schwalbe AV7D downhill BMX inner tube. I'm not sure what BMXs do downhill, but that's given me a quite a wide sort of rubber with our friendly Schrader valve. And that's really it. I'll get rid of the talcum powder, but that rim strip goes, it's just a bit bigger than the width of the rim. These are 86s. So all ready to go. I might just neaten up that valve hole. So here we are, it's all done. I've skipped the bit with the swearing and the compressed air, but it actually went up fairly easily. The problem with these rims is there's not a good bead lock, so you've got to kind of keep it inflated. But anyway, so you can see that's the rim. This here is the rubber rim strip. So that's that 20-inch inner tube that we cut in half, and we'll trim that down. There's no need to have so much. and then that's the tyre itself. So the only difference we did on this one was, whereas normally you lubricate with washing up liquid before we inflate it, we use stand sealant to lubricate. It just sticks those guys together. So just talking about these rims, what we've got, so they aren't hopeless, but some rims have better bead locks. The rim's like a U shape, and inside it does try and have a bead lock, but it does something like this. There's a bit of a dimp and then down, and this middle part's where your rim tape lies, and then there's the spokes coming out of that down to the hub. Now what we've done is put in a rubber rim strip. That's the 20 by 3 BMX tube cut in two, and then the tyre sort of sits in the middle there. But what I did just to help it inflate or stay inflated was actually lubricate this with some of the good stands tyre sealant, and the idea there is that this bead will stick onto the rim strip, and it does. It's not like super glue, but it's more like imagine opening a Ziploc bag or peeling a bit of Velcro. It's there, and it's enough to give you a hand when you want to reflate the tyre, because that bead sort of stays in place because of the glue. On other rims, these bead locks are very much more pronounced, and if you get something like an UMA 2 or a Nexty carbon, when the tyre's flat, you've really got to work at it with your thumbs to try and break that bead lock, but that isn't the case with these Specialized. So just neaten these things up. I've got a bit of soapy water, and I've got a craft knife. If I make a little start in there, I can just peel that back, being careful not to run the knife through my nice new tyre. Now, there are a couple of reasons why I particularly like the Schrader valve as opposed to the Preston. One is you can get cheap automotive tyre gauges that work down to low pressure. This is one for all-terrain vehicles, you know, beach buggies with those off-road quads. It goes at 20 psi, and I can quite easily get a decent pressure reading. You can see that. That's a very high 9.5 currently. So that works really well. Second thing is I'll show you a trick for refilling these with sealant. So if you get a puncture, first thing to do, put some more air in. That works very well with a fat tyre. Fat tyres, high volume, low pressure, takes a while to leak out. And with sealant in here, if it's still going down, you want to add some more sealant. But with these rims, the bead lock's not very good, so I'll show you a trick there. That's the trick I learned from Martin. So I've got my stands, little 60ml bottle ready. It's ready to go. My Schrader valve. Got my little valve cap. These you can buy in a car store. But it's got a key on the end of it for the valve. So what we're going to do here is add in some more pressure while it's still inflated. Add in some more sealant while it's still inflated. First thing, unscrew the valve cap. You want to have everything ready before you start this. thumb on. That's stage one. Let the air down to something reasonable but not flat. Next stage, add in the sealant. So that's now sealed again, the tyre's still inflated. The sealant's in here. I can squeeze that into the tyre. That's it, that's all that sealant is now in the tyre. Sealant off. Face full of latex, thumb in. And with these, it's going to put the valve tool on the valve and then valve in. And there you go. So there's still air in that tyre, and we've just put in 60 ml of sealant. So you can do it without fully deflating, and that means you don't risk the beads popping off on these rather badly designed rims. And there you go, so that's it. So that's a Specialized rim from a Helga. Big Fat Larry tyre on, tubeless, Ghetto conversion. It's got 180 mils of sealant in, which is heavy for a fat tyre, but we've got 5 days of racing and there's 1,000 thorns out there, so better to carry some more sealant in the tyre than have to stop and put some in halfway across. And that's us, all good. And here's the final product. So 4.7 Big Fat Larrys. I think because it's a small frame, they look enormous. Fantastic.